Up until this point, everyone's been speculating about why Democrats are prolonging this shutdown. And we're all coming to the rightful conclusion that they want the country to suffer for their political gain. Their logic is that if the country suffers, then the country will blame Republicans and then Democrats will perform better in the midterms. It's like the only political card they have. That was always the plausible explanation. And now it has been confirmed by Katherine Clark, the Democratic whip of the United States House of Representatives. She did an interview just admitting it out loud.
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leveraged times we have.
Of course, there will be families that suffer. But don't worry, it's gonna be good because we're gonna benefit from it. It's our leverage. I guess never let a good crisis go to waste. I don't know why Democrats think Americans are stupid. To be fair, there are voters that have goldfish memory and they will forget the real reason the shutdown happened after it ends. But it must be unequivocally stated that Democrats are willing to allow people to suffer for their political gain. Unfortunately, Ms. Clark, this clip is going to go viral. The White House rapid response is all over this. The GOP reps are already letting their constituents know what this clip is. I just know an internal memo went out to the Republicans. Hey, look what she said. Go ahead and tweet about it. Let everyone know. Look at this. Look at the amount of congressmen that have already talked about this. It's just Republican congressmen, congresswomen, congressmen, congresswomen. It just keeps going. This is perfect campaign material. Of course there will be
families that are going to suffer.
Shutdowns are always interesting politically because both sides refuse to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think Republicans should use the nuclear option in the Senate. I think we should get rid of the filibuster and shove through as much game-changing legislation as possible. The truth is, if Democrats were in this position, they would do the same. When Democrats have power, they have no problem using it. There is an art to power. There's an art to using it in a way that benefits so many people that the other side has nothing they can do to stop you. I call it a uniparty because they operate in unison. When Democrats are in power, Republicans become the loud and energy-filled opposition we know them to be. Remember the Biden years? Republicans were loud. When Republicans took over the House in 2022, they were loud with their opposition. They opened committees. They fought Nancy Pelosi in Congress, and there was a huge tug of war between the establishment GOP and the new rising GOP led by Trump and figures like Matt Gaetz. But now that Republicans are in power, Democrats have taken over that same opposition role. And it seems apparent to me and a lot of people that there's always like a gentleman's agreement in DC. Hey, you guys are going to take power in 2 years. Take care of us, okay? Don't screw us over that much. You can do this, you can do that, but don't you dare do that. There's always that agreement, I think. And maybe there's no gentleman's agreement for 2026. Democrats have not been handed power by the Republicans. Republicans want to win the next midterms because they understand and remember very well the disaster that followed after Democrats took the House in 2018. It was a horrible last 2 years for the Trump administration. They couldn't get any legislation through. Trump had to use some creative ways to get border protection going again. He went into the military's coffers and came up with some weird national security rules that allowed him to build the border. And even then, he was met with countless legal challenges, a lot of which slowed down progress. The lesson has been learned by the Trump administration. If you want a successful 4 years, you have to be in power in the House, Senate, and the White House the whole 4 years. You can't just have the White House or the Senate. That's not enough power. The House has to be won. The Senate is very easy to keep because there are only so many election cycles where the Senate is really in play. Midterm Senate races usually occur in states where Democrats or Republicans win with ease. Seems like the critical Senate races always fall on a presidential election year, which is always of great benefit to the party that wins the presidency. So the House of Representatives is the priority and the target of the opposition party that wants to take power. All Republicans really have to do is deliver on their key promises. I hope by this time next year the economy is roaring. The summer next year, I hope, is filled with price reductions and factories that are being built now opening up. I think that's what's going to build enthusiasm for the Republicans. But if we're entangled in foreign conflicts and the voters are annoyed that the job market is not doing that well and interest rates are still relatively high, the Republicans will lose. I should change the vernacular. They won't get enough votes to prevent Democrats from pulling off shenanigans like they always do. Anyways, let's see what happens. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, Catherine Clark, for letting us all know the truth. Chuck Sniffer, your days of withholding the government from being reopened are coming to an end. Goodbye.